We spend so much of our lives looking for that magic formula, right? A path to a long, happy, meaningful life. We try all these productivity hacks, weird diets, intense workout routines, all just hoping to find some kind of perfect balance. But what if the answer wasn't some complex new system? What if it was, a simple old idea from another culture?
Exactly, and that's what we're doing today. We're taking a deep dive into the international bestseller Ikigai, The Japanese Secret to a Long and Happy Life, by Héctor García and Francesc Miralles.
Right.
So for you listening, our mission is to really distill the core principles, the stuff that connects purpose, a long life, and what you actually do every day. We want to go way beyond just a simple definition of the word.
Okay, so let's break this down. There's a lot in here. We're going to start with that famous Venn diagram, the visual for Ikigai, and connect it to the psychology behind finding meaning.
Now we'll get into the how, the idea of flow, and how you can actually, do your purpose every day.
And finally, the really practical stuff, the anti-aging and resilience secrets from the daily lives of centenarians in Okinawa. They are the true masters of living a slow, purposeful life.
All right, let's jump in with that visual that everyone's seen online. The book introduces Ikigai with this brilliant diagram that puts it right in the middle of 4 big areas of life.
It's the perfect way to get that Ikigai isn't just one thing, it's a synthesis. It needs all 4 of these essential elements to work, which you can picture as 4 interlocking circles.
Okay.
The first 2 are sort of inward-looking. First, what you love. That's all about passion and joy. And second, what you're good at, so your natural talents and the skills you've built.
And then the other 2 circles look outward,
Right.
to the world and, well, practicality.
Exactly. So you have what the world needs, your contribution, your relevance, and finally, what you can be paid for, the economic side of things.
And the key thing the book points out is that the overlap zones, where maybe only 2 or 3 circles meet, that's where a lot of dissatisfaction comes from. That's where most of us live, right? Even if on the surface it looks like success.
Yeah, take what you love and what the world needs. The book calls that a mission. It feels great, but if you can't get paid for it or you're not actually good at it, you can end up broke or just, frustrated.
Right. And on the flip side, combine what you can be paid for and what you are good at, and you get a solid profession.
But no heart in it.
Exactly. If you don't love it and it doesn't feel like it contributes something meaningful, it just feels empty. You're just trading your time for a paycheck.
And the last 2 intersections are a vocation, what the world needs, and what you're paid for, which can lead to burnout, and a passion, which is what you love and are good at, but might not pay the bills.
So Ikigai is that magic spot in the middle, the center where all 4 of those forces come together. It's fulfilling, it's viable, it's relevant, and you're good at it.
But hold on. This diagram is everywhere in Western self-help culture. Did people in Okinawa actually sit around drawing Venn diagrams, or is this just a useful modern lens on a much older idea?
That's a really sharp question. The diagram is an overlay. It's a tool to help us categorize the parts. The actual concept in the text is much older, much more intuitive than a 4-circle chart.
So where does the book root the idea then?
It connects it directly to logotherapy, which was developed by the psychologist Viktor Frankl.
Right, the author of Man's Search for Meaning. The book even lists out the differences between logotherapy and psychoanalysis.
Exactly. And the big takeaway is that logotherapy says our main drive in life isn't pleasure, it's the search for meaning, for Ikigai. Frankl believed that people who feel empty inside aren't sick, they just have a meaning void.
So finding something worth suffering for, basically.
That's the core of it. But, finding meaning is one thing. Actually getting up and doing something about it is another, which is why the book brings in another Japanese framework, Morita therapy.
And what's the principle there?
It's incredibly pragmatic. It says to accept your feelings, but focus on changing your behavior. Don't wait until you feel motivated to do the important thing. Just do it, and the feelings will catch up.
So it's action first.
Action first. The book talks about the 4 phases of Morita therapy, which basically guide a person from rest back into a life of disciplined, meaningful action. You don't just think your way to Ikigai, you act your way into it.
Okay, so Ikigai is the goal, logotherapy is the why, and Morita therapy gives us that push to just start. But how do we keep that action going in a way that feels, good?
That brings us to the next big idea, flow.
The state where you're so totally absorbed in what you're doing that time just disappears?
Yes, that's the engine that makes the whole thing sustainable. It turns work into something that feels like play. And it's not random. The book lists 7 conditions for achieving flow.
And the main one is?
What? The main one is having a perfect balance between the challenge of the task and your own skill level.
Oh, right. Too hard and you get anxious, too easy and you get bored.
You got it. It has to push you just a little bit. You also need clear goals, immediate feedback, and that deep, intense concentration where you just block everything else out.
And when you hit that state, the activity itself becomes the reward.
That's it. You're not doing it for some future payoff. The doing is the payoff.
The book gives some great examples of this in Japanese culture, especially with the takumis.
Master artisans, yeah. These are people who dedicate their entire lives to perfecting one single skill.
Like a sushi chef who spends 20 years just on the rice.
Or a swordsmith whose movements are so practiced they look effortless. For them, work and life purpose are the same thing. Their whole existence is a state of flow.
It's interesting, too, that the book also mentions engineers and geniuses, but then also otaku.
Right. The superfans obsess with things like manga or video games.
What's the lesson there?
That the subject of your flow doesn't really matter. It's the depth of your engagement that counts. That complete immersion gives you the same cognitive benefits.
And the book summarizes this whole mind-body connection with the archer's secret.
It's a beautiful analogy. A beginner archer is all caught up in the mechanics, how to stand, how to aim. But the master archer has gone beyond that. They stop trying to hit the target.
The thinking just stops.
It does. The mind and the body merge. The action becomes seamless, automatic. That unity, that's what active Ikigai looks like in practice.
So we have the purpose and we have the process. But how do we get the time to enjoy it all? This brings us to the masters of longevity in Okinawa.
Yeah, this is where philosophy meets the day-to-day. And when you read the quotes from these centenarians, you see there's no single magic bullet.
Right, you get one person saying, I've never eaten meat in my life.
And then another one says, eat and sleep, and you'll live a long time. You have to learn to relax.
My favorite is, I just haven't died yet.
You have to love that. But the common thread isn't a strict diet or routine. It's that they never really stop. They keep their mind and body busy. They never fully retire from their Ikigai.
And that activity is usually part of a really strong community, right? The book talks about the concept of mabui.
Mabui is like your spirit or life force. And in Okinawa, it's believed that your community takes care of your mabui. A strong community keeps your spirit healthy.
And they formalize that with their moai.
Their moai, yes. These are groups of friends who are committed to supporting each other for life, financially, emotionally, socially. It's a built-in safety net. It just removes so much anxiety.
And the town of Ogimi, the village of longevity, even has a public declaration on how to live.
They do. And the keys are so simple. 1, don't worry. 2, cultivate good habits. 3, nurture your friendships every day.
4, live an unhurried life. And 5, be optimistic. These aren't huge life changes. They're just small daily choices. Okay, let's talk about the physical stuff. Diet and movement. The book mentions the Ikigai diet.
Yeah, and the data is pretty clear. Okinawans live longer, and it's not just genetics. Their diet is high in vegetables and antioxidants. But the biggest habit is probably harhachibu.
Which is?
Eating only until you're 80% full. Just that simple act reduces so much strain on your body over a lifetime.
And the movement isn't about hitting the gym hard. It's gentle movements, longer life.
Exactly. Think Tai Chi, where they say to move like you're imitating clouds, or yoga, or Qigong. It's about low-impact, continuous motion that you can do every single day for decades. It's maintenance, not exhaustion.
All right, so that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, resilience. How to handle it when things go wrong. And this is tied to the idea of wabi-sabi.
Wabi-sabi is the art of embracing imperfection. It's the understanding that nothing is perfect, nothing is finished, and nothing lasts forever. When you really accept that, life's setbacks stop feeling like failures.
They just become part of the texture of life.
Exactly. And that mindset is the foundation of resilience.
Oh.
But the book also gives 3 practical strategies to build it.
Okay, what are they?
The first one is to create redundancies. Have a financial cushion. Have more than one skill. Have a backup plan. Don't let one single point of failure bring everything down.
The second one sounds a little strange. Bet conservatively in some areas and take lots of small risks in others.
It's about managing risk. Be safe with the big stuff, your health, your home. But take small, low-cost risks to learn and adapt. Try a new hobby. Talk to someone new. It makes you flexible.
And the last one is the most radical. Get rid of the things that make you fragile.
It's so powerful. Fragility comes from being too dependent on one thing, one job, one person, one routine. So you build resilience by subtracting,
Yeah.
by letting go of those dependencies. So if we put it all together, the Ikigai formula isn't really a secret philosophy. It's a whole lifestyle. You
Yeah.
find your purpose with that Venn diagram. You execute it with action and flow.
You sustain it all with longevity, habits, diet, movement, community.
And you protect it by building resilience.
So the big takeaway for you is that finding your Ikigai isn't some huge, dramatic discovery. It's more about the quiet, unhurried, day-to-day practice of just showing up. It's maintaining those friendships, eating until you're 80% full, doing some gentle movement, and staying engaged in things that matter to you. And here's a final thought for you to take with you, focused on that idea of resilience through subtraction. If a key step to becoming more resilient is to get rid of the things that make you fragile, what's one dependency you could subtract from your life this week? Maybe it's a rigid schedule, a fear of not being perfect, or a commitment that's draining you. Just start there. Start by embracing a little wabi-sabi and see the beauty in life's imperfection.